All right, today we're going to talk about another special right triangle. This is a 30, 60, 90 degree right triangle, and it's half of an equilateral triangle. So let's make sure we know our parts first for the triangles, because it's very important we know which one's the hypotenuse, which one's a longer leg, which one's the shorter leg. So when you're looking at this, please remember that the 90-degree angle, whatever is opposite the 90-degree angle, is going to be the hypotenuse. All right, whatever is, and then notice the next biggest angle is 60, so that's going to be your longer leg. And then your smallest angle, which is 30, is going to be your shorter leg. So let's look over here. Oops. And then on this one, I've labeled it for you already, but here you can see that the hypotenuse is opposite the right angle. And you can know that the longer leg is the longer leg because it's got 60 degrees here. So this guy is going to be your longer leg. And then we know that this is going to be your short leg because of 30 degrees and it's opposite, x is opposite that. So once you understand what your parts are, it's easier to set it up. And we've got some ways of solving for parts of a special right triangle if it's 30, 60, 90. And if you're looking for the hypotenuse, you're going to take 2 times the short leg. If you're looking for the long leg, you're going to take the √3 times the short leg. Or you can have your equations here, h equals 2 times SL for short leg, or long leg, LL, equals √3 times SL. So you got that one here. So any of those will help. First off, let's get this one set up using proportions. So you need to figure out which side goes with what by looking at the angles. So let's start by labeling the sides. All right. Well, the right angle's here, so I know this is going to be your hypotenuse, and I know this is your hypotenuse. And then now let's look at the angles. If you look at the 30-degree angle, in this case, 30 degrees here, so this means this is my short leg. And here we have 30 degrees, so this is our short leg. And then lastly, you've got 60 degrees here, so this is our long leg. And then you have 60 degrees here, so this is also our long leg. Now that we have that, now we can start setting up proportions and matching the sides. So we need to find x, that's what we're looking for, and we're looking for a long leg. So if you go up here, its long leg is √3 times the short leg. So let's go ahead, set up the proportion, and then we can figure out what that is. All right, so I've got √3 goes with this guy, because those are both our long legs. And then I've got your short leg, goes with your short leg, and then of course hypotenuse and hypotenuse. So let's set those up. And it is going to be √3 over 1 equals x over 4. So again, √3 over 1, so they did triangle to triangle. So long leg over short leg is how they set it up, and that's what they did here. All right, so then cross multiply, and you're going to get 4 √3 equals x. And you can't simplify anymore, that's it. So one way, solve using proportions. Now we can go ahead and use this since we don't have a proportion. Now let's use some of our tricks that we learned up here. All right, so again, label your sides. So this is going to be, if this is 30, this is your short leg, 90 degrees here, this is your hypotenuse. So this would make this the long leg. So now if we're looking for the hypotenuse, we're going to do 2 times the short leg. If we're looking for the longer leg, we're going to do that. All right, so let's start here. So we're going to do hypotenuse equals 2 times the short leg. So our hypotenuse is x equals 2 times 6. So x is going to equal 12. Okay, now let's solve for y. For y, you're looking for the long leg. So if you're looking for the long leg, you're doing root 3 times short leg. All right, so the long leg is y, root 3, and then your short leg is 6. So now this is going to be y equals 6 root 3. And that's it. And those are as simplified as you can get. All right, let's do this next one. Label your sides. So I know this is going to be my long side because it's opposite 90. I know that this is going to be my hypotenuse. And so if that's the long side hypotenuse, then this has to be the short leg. All right, so the short leg is what we're looking for. So you have to take the short leg is the long leg divided by root 3. So now let's go ahead and plug that in. I'm going to rewrite that up here. All right, so your short leg is x, your long leg is 12, and you're divided by root 3. Now again, we can't have root 3 in the denominator, so you have to multiply by the same thing to rationalize it, and you're going to get x equals 12 root 3 over 3. Well, that can simplify because remember, these can simplify to 4. And you're going to get x equals 4 root 3. So that's for x. Now for y, we're going to come over here. And for y, I'm going to move that up a little bit more. All right. For y, it's the hypotenuse. So your hypotenuse is 2 times the short leg. So hypotenuse is y, 2, and your short leg is x. Well, we just said x was 4 root 3. So now, instead of writing that, let's plug this in instead. Well, 2 times 4 is 8, root 3, and that equals y. All right, and that's as simplified as you can get, and that's your answer. All right, I want you to go ahead and I want you to try these other ones. And remember, label your sides. And then write the formulas to help you out. So if you did 3 correctly, you should get x is 9, y is 9 root 3. If you did 4 correctly, you should get x is 7 over 2. If you did 5 correctly, you should get x is 12. And if you did 6 correctly, you should have gotten x equals 4.